Here we go.
Shit. Hey everyone, it's Charles. How y'all doing? As you can see, today I have transfigured Bob into a human for today's video, and yeah.
Slightly taller, not as brown or fuzzy.
Not as brown or fuzzy,
Or
but
gray than brown.
I assure you this is Bob and not my father. So, yeah, today I actually am joined here by my father. Do you have anything to say to our viewers?
Hello.
Okay, this is a good start. So, today we're going to talk about video games.
We are indeed.
We actually have a bit of a history together when it comes to video games, playing various games together over the years. My dad has bought me all kinds of games that had a big impact on my life. For example, when we were younger, you bought me, I don't know if you even remember this, but you bought me Link's Awakening for Game Boy back when I was a kid. And that was my first Zelda game I actually owned, and it had a really big impact on types of games that I would want to play moving forward, and just on my life in general. I loved the way that game told a cool little story in a nifty little 8-bit package. We played a lot of Ocarina of Time together back in the day. He actually had his own file on Ocarina of Time and
Still does.
Still does. He's perpetually trapped at one point in the game, but perhaps one day we'll make progress.
Outside Lord Jabu Jabu. Yeah.
There's a lot of bugs right now.
Yes. Yeah, we've got. Yeah, it's been lovely here, but now we've got mosquitoes or something flying around.
Anyways, we both love the Zelda series. We played various games in the series together, from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to the Wind Waker to most recently Breath of the Wild. We played games like Prince of Persia and Animal Crossing together.
Prince of Persia, forgot about that one.
Yeah. Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy 15. Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia.
All kinds of different games. So I thought it would be a kind of fun topic to, since my dad is in Japan right now, to bring him on and have a nice chat about that. So yeah, because I think, you know, games are fun, but they're also a really great tool for building relationships with people around you and just something you can share with your friends or family, and I think that's a really great thing. So we are going to jump in and we're going to talk about video games.
So we are.
Okay.
And what we've got going here at the moment is Navi or something good. Buzzing around Link's head. Link! 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 It's really annoying.
Yes, yes it is. So I'm sure there's probably not too many people in their 60s talking about games on YouTube.
Yeah, it's number one, but Pink is the hottest.
But Heath is the hottest.
Yeah.
So maybe people will be interested in your perspective on things. And with that, I'm going to kick it off with the first question. How did you get into playing video games / watching people play video games and giving feedback to them while they're playing games?
Giving feedback to them, yeah. Staying out of the way mostly, yeah. Yeah, I'm a lot better at watching other people play video games than I am playing my own. As witness your comment earlier about my being stuck outside Lord Jabu Jabu for, I don't know, several years now.
Yeah.
Largely because I just put Ocarina down and didn't get back to it for a little while. But and since then, yeah, that's right, I had it for GameCube, and now I have it for Wii. And I was almost afraid to start a new file in case I got stuck even earlier. But anyway, never mind. So how did I get into it? Well, I'm not really into it. I enjoy it and I appreciate gaming and gamers on a whole variety of levels. But I think it was largely because of you and Jared and your interest in games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to sort of see another world through the lens of the creators of a game, a world that in lots of cases they've created for you to enter and enjoy, and which you can enter and enjoy either yourself, if you're really, really good at it, which I'm not, or by just sort of sitting and watching somebody else who is really good at it. And so it becomes more of a community exercise or community sort of thing. we're sitting at the moment in a place that just reminds me of Zelda. In the same way, I also am interested in other forms of literature. It reminds me an awful lot of Middle Earth for Tolkien fans out there. The hills and the greenery and the ancient stone steps that kind of don't seem to go anywhere but sort of disappear up the side of a hill.
Yeah.
It seems very game-like or fantasy-like.
Yeah.
So my favorite kind of game, clearly, is the RPG slash fantasy sort of genre or subgenre, certainly like Zelda.
Me too. Okay.
Yep.
On that note, do you have any favorite? Obviously, you like Zelda a lot. Do you have any favorite game series or a favorite game?
Favorite games. Well, favorite game series, I suppose, has to be Zelda. Even though I haven't played, well, Ocarina myself. I've watched, as you mentioned earlier, I watched you play others and have sort of played along with you, sort of cheering from the background. So definitely Zelda. I love the world of Zelda, although I do wish they would do another Skies of Arcadia. That was exceptionally beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a fun one to play through, and with a world that was wonderfully complex and engaging. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
As well. And just for fun, over the years, Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah.
Good old Animal Crossing. Yeah.
You had a GameCube in your office with
Yes, I had
Animal
a GameCube.
Crossing.
I had a GameCube in my office. That's right. When I was still working, I had a GameCube in my office. It was fun to fire it up every once in a while if it was a really bad day, and just pull weeds in the little village that I named Rivendell
How,
for all these reasons.
how cathartic
How cathartic.
pulling weeds.
Pulling weeds.
Right.
And buying houses from Tom Nook and that sort of thing. So yeah, those two, I suppose, of games that I've actually played myself, the Zelda series and Animal Crossing, although I haven't ventured into City Folk yet. I have mixed feelings about that. But
Well, maybe you'll hop into it this year
yes, definitely.
Or next year.
Definitely that.
or sometime.
Or sometime. It's
Great.
not quite as easy to get stuck with Animal Crossing as it is with Zelda.
Hmm.
I'm absolutely hopeless at boss battles. I don't think fast enough for that sort of thing, so that's why I tend to get stuck in somebody's.
Oh
some
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Understandable. Great. Any other series that stand out to you?
Other series.
I know we've played, different games from a variety of series, but anything in particular that...
Yeah, we played some of the. I think was it you or was it Jared? We played some of the Metal Gear stuff over the years.
Yeah, maybe the three of us played it together.
Metroid.
Metroid,
We played
yeah.
some Metroid Prime.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
That was a really good one.
That was brilliant.
That was a brilliant game. I think maybe we played that one together. That three. Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Although I don't have much experience of a lot of them, I have very fond memories of FF15 and
We played 10.
10.
10, yeah.
We played 10.
Yeah.
I particularly liked 15. I have to
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
I really liked 15
yeah,
as
I
well.
liked 15.
Yeah.
In fact, going home from Japan tomorrow, my personal souvenir of Japan is a little figurine of Ignis. Yeah, from Final Fantasy 15, who, for some reason, became my favorite character.
Yeah.
Probably of all games. I don't know why, but just
Why,
it
I
was
wonder?
something. I don't know. It was just something about Ignis that just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a
Maybe-
cool character.
Maybe I saw something of me in him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or him in me.
Two things on that note. One, we went to the Square Enix cafe, one of the Square Enix cafes
We did.
in Tokyo, in
Gundam.
Akihabara,
Gundam.
and Gundam. We went to the
We
Gundam
went to
cafe
the Gundam
too.
Cafe. Yeah.
And then we also went to the Square Enix cafe,
Square Enix.
which is where he bought the Ignis figure.
Mhm.
And my second point. We should play episode Ignis.
Yes.
We haven't-
yes,
we haven't
that's
played
right.
that.
Yes, no, we haven't played that yet. No, I was very glad to
Yeah.
hear that was out actually. So, yeah,
It's difficult to play games together when you live in different countries, but
'Tis that. Yeah, we need some way of doing that. And not to, Charles mentioned earlier that we might talk a little bit about particularly difficult or emotional moments in playing games, but I almost hate to say what it is for anybody who happens to be watching this and hasn't actually played the game.
Sure, we can jump into that, and we'll just throw up a little spoiler alert here.
Yeah. Well, let me just be vague. There is a moment in FF15 where my favorite character, who I've just named, experiences a particular personal calamity, which changes his life and the direction of the game, not only for him, but for his 3 traveling companions and for the others around him. It alters the dynamics between the 4 of them who are on this road trip and others that he meets along the way, and how they have to respond to him as a result of this. So I think that was probably the most difficult moment, or the most emotional moment, anyway.
For you in video games?
For me, yeah. For me in video gaming, sort of just generally. I'm sure there are others, but that one stands out.
Yeah. The whole game takes a pretty big shift towards the dark.
Yes, it does.
From that moment
yeah, at that
onwards.
moment it gets very dark. Yeah, it gets very dark.
Yeah.
Still extremely engaging, as the series is wont to be, but it certainly does change rather dramatically at that moment. Yep.
Yeah.
So play it yourself, and you'll find out how and why.
Great. You should play Final Fantasy 15 if
That
you
was a
haven't played
little
it
plug.
yet. Yeah, really good game.
Yep.
On that note, so we kind of started talking a little bit about emotional moments in video games. I have many to share. I'm sure I'll make videos about that at some point. But
well, there's another one in that particular game too, actually, but another spoiler alert.
Oh, sure. Do you
when-
want to
when
talk
one
about
of
that?
the central characters also experiences a rather dramatic personal calamity. I'm speaking of Luna Frey, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Enough said.
Yeah. Great. Kind of on that note, why is it, do you think, that video games are so appealing for what they are, and particularly as a storytelling medium?
Interesting question. Well, on one level, and I suppose maybe it varies from genre to genre. I mean, I said earlier that my favorite was an RPG, which is set in an engaging world that you can explore with characters that you can meet and talk to and interact with and depend on or help or whatever. Some genres might be a little bit different. I'm thinking like first-person shooters or something maybe are less story-driven or character-driven. I don't know.
Probably, I would say that's a pretty fair statement, generally.
Maybe it's not fair for me to make it, but certainly RPGs, I think, on one level you can just play it and escape from the real world.
Yeah.
Into a world of your choosing, really, because you've gone to a store and bought it off the shelf and plugged it in your platform, and you've chosen to enter this world, and off you go.
Yeah.
So on one level, it's a way of escaping from everyday life into a different kind of everyday life. But it's also, I think, a way of exploring life itself differently.
Yeah.
Through the lens of characters that you actually come to relate to, and in some cases to play. Episode Ignis, or Link, or whatever, and in whom you actually become sort of emotionally invested as you would in, like a friend.
Yeah.
And it's just plain old-fashioned fun.
That's true. I agree with you on all those points. Wonderful. Great. Continuing with the sentimentality here. Do you have any particularly fond memories of playing games together?
Oh, I do.
With me and with Jared?
Yeah, I do have many games, or many fond memories. Jared, who's whose face you will see here eventually in another interview, is more into PC gaming at the moment, and so I have happy memories of hovering over his shoulder, watching him make his way through some of the extraordinarily lush landscapes of something like Bloodborne, which is, speaking of dark games, or Psychonauts, or gosh, what's the other one with Gladys?
Portal?
Portal, which is dark and funny at the same time. I mean, the whole premise is sort of funnily ironic and dark. But yeah, I mean, certainly one of my happiest memories of video gaming, recent memories at least, was last fall. I had the misfortune of breaking a leg and was laid up for several weeks, just at the time when Charles visited us back in Canada, and so we blitzed through some Final Fantasy, sometimes rather later into the night than was altogether wise, considering that both of us had things to do the next day. And that certainly stands as one of my happiest memories of video gaming. So struggling to stay awake as we struggled to make sense of what was going on in the characters' lives around us. So that was great fun. That was great.
That was about 2 or 3 weeks of playing.
Yes, like hour after hour after hour after hour. Because these are not small games. Final Fantasy 15 is not a little tiny game.
Yeah.
But we made it right through to the bitter end.
That's a really good memory.
A little bitter in spots too.
Yeah.
So that was a very happy memory for sure. And there have been many others. And certainly our time, the three of us playing through Ocarina or Majora's Mask or Breath of the Wild or some of those. Your brother Jared has a wonderful instinct for seeing logical outcomes of puzzles and things. He seems to go directly to the solutions of these things, which has been a fun contribution when we've been playing games together.
Absolutely. My mind is not particularly well inclined towards the kind of logic
puzzle
necessary
solving,
for puzzle solving so
stuff. Yeah, but
it's
he
very
seems
helpful.
to be very good at it for some reason. So me, not so much.
Yeah.
Not so much. But, so yeah, lots of happy memories.
Great. For me as well.
Yeah,
I love
lots
the Final Fantasy session was pretty beastly.
Yep, epic.
Yeah.
Like the landscape behind us at the moment, it was epic.
Yep. Quite epic indeed. Great. Well, we've had some good back and forth, mostly forth, on these questions, which is really great. Just to finish things up, are there any games or particular series that you like to play or watch someone play moving forward? Anything in particular that you want to just check out or play together?
Well, it would be fun to look at more of the Final Fantasy stuff. I found that world really, really intriguing and inviting. I liked that a lot. And of course, anything Zelda. I mean, it would be great fun to do Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. We didn't get too deep into that.
No, we just really, it seems that we just kind of barely got started, I think.
Yeah.
And then you came to Japan, and then we just, so we didn't get any further. But so yeah, those two for sure. Can't think, nothing else sort of leaps to mind immediately. But
We actually need to finish 10,
yes, that's true.
which
Yes,
is
we
hard to
finished
do
it.
since
Separated by about, I don't know, 8,000 kilometers or
yeah, something
whatever
around
it
there.
is. I've no, well, the Pacific Ocean anyway. But
Yeah. Not to mention that my PS3 with the remake of Final Fantasy X, the HD remake, is in Canada, so
right.
you'd have to take up the helm on the playing and I could watch you play, I guess. It's turn-based.
That would be an interesting experience for everyone, I'm sure.
Oh, I also want you to play... mosquito.
Yep, lots of mosquitoes here now.
I'd like you to see Final Fantasy 12 sometime. I really like that one. Oh, and Final Fantasy 7 Remake comes out.
Oh
when
yes,
next-
you mentioned
next year.
that. Yeah, that's coming up. That's 2019.
Yeah, that'd be a
That's
really
right.
good one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, that would be cool. And of course, Ignis.
Yeah, exactly. Episode Ignis.
Yep, my favorite.
Great. Lots of Final Fantasy, lots of Zelda on the horizon.
Yep.
That's great. I think we'll wrap it up there today since it's starting to rain.
Yeah, it's clouding over here in Middle Earth, and yeah, we're losing the light and possibly gaining some rain. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great. Anything you want to say to our viewers to wrap this one up?
To wrap this one up, no, just enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game.
Enjoy the game. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you as always for watching today, everyone. And ooh, that's a big bug.
Yeah, that was a very big bug. Yes, I'd rather my little lizard than that, whatever that was that flew by. It was about the size of a B-57.
It's right there.
Oh, so
It's
it is.
just a huge bee.
It's a huge bee.
Anyways,
Could
Thank-
turn that into a game.
there's a game about being a bee. It's called Buck Bumble for N64.
There you go.
So, someone's thought of this.
Inspired by nature.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, we'll wrap it up there for today. Thank you as always for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and drop me a comment because I want to know, have you had really great experiences gaming with your friends or family? Let me know, what do you like to play together with the people around you who are important to you?
Mhm. And what's important about the game itself to you.
Exactly. So, I look forward to chatting. Thanks again, and we will talk again in the near future. Bye for now.